So, it's been 2 years already, huh? Why the hell does time go by so fast? Like, oh my god. Damn. Anyway, yeah. Pac-Man World Repack? It's 2 years old already. We're leaning into the 2-year anniversary. 2 years since this happened. And even though it might have been a long time ago, I couldn't be more happier with the remake. Strangely enough, though, I really didn't talk much about this remake, like, especially when it came out. Like, a lot of big names in the fandom, or at least what I think are big names. Sorry to anyone else I know in there that I didn't say, but, like, a lot of people I know in the fandom, like Newman, or Jackie, or even Mario Numbers, they all talked about it because, like, come on, everyone's been wanting a Pac-Man World remake. I just did hella fan art for it, but another reason is because I'm mainly lazy.
Didn't fucking think you can lay around my house all day doing fuck all.
So, let's do it. I'll put my quick thoughts in this game, and then we'll see where that goes. So, first off, let's recap. Why did repack even happen? Well, believe it or not, it was actually Namco listening to fans. That's not something that happens usually. The fandom's been wanting a world to come back for years. Like, until now, the closest we've had to newer Pac-Man platformers were the Ghostly Adventures games, which is not too bad. I mean, I played Ghostly Adventures too. I thought it was pretty good. And that's saying something. I played the 3DS version. But even then, World was what they wanted. And they actually listened, surprisingly enough. The official Pac-Man brand manager, I'm sorry if I say this wrong, I think his name was Noah. He mentions how during a lot of the social media outputs they did, especially around the 40th anniversary, a lot of the main talk in the comments was, oh, where's Pac-Man World? Oh, where's Pac-Man World? Are you going to bring back Pac-Man World or not? It was a big subject. And Namco officially, why did I say officially? Namco eventually caved in and began work on a remake. From what I heard, it actually started development in 2020. I cannot thank Namco enough. They not only sent me the game upon release, but they also sent me the Chrome Noir Chocokin bundle. I am, to anyone from Namco or the official Pac-Man account seeing this, I am very sorry it took me so long to review this game. If that's what you were expecting from me, I am very sorry it took so long. Now, this video won't be too long, mainly because I'm still too lazy for that, but I can try. First things first, main differences in the game itself boil down to the smaller things, like the changes are more notable in the cutscenes of the game. Like, not only is the proper voice acting gone and replaced with gibberish, but a lot of the segments in the plot were either moved around or changed entirely, including like how the Pac family is kidnapped in the beginning. Is it necessarily a bad thing? Nah, it gets the job done. The gameplay, however, it takes the originals and improves it greatly. It could even be like the best Pac-Man is controlled in a World game, with World 2 being close. In the original Pac-Man World, he was a lot more heavy, but in this one, he feels a lot more balanced. They actually managed to make the main gameplay itself stay faithful to the original, while also doing a great job at modernizing it. The gameplay of the original mainly took inspiration from other PS1 games like the Crash Bandicoot games. But it's not that obvious in Repack. Like, obviously, like, the type of gameplay style could feel like out of there, but it was more so obvious in the original. Here, it feels more like Repack is doing its own thing, mainly because art style differences, mechanic differences, and whatnot. The music itself is still great as ever, but I do want to acknowledge a bit of a mistake that happened when the game first released. You see, the original had its songs done in a weird order. Some songs were in really good high quality, while others were compressed due to PS1 limitations. So, what did Repack do? Well, good news, the tracks were remade from the ground up. Bad news, for some reason at release, they were compressed too. I have no idea why. In fact, some of them, I've heard a lot of people say some of them don't even have they don't have good instrumentation either. There is a lot of people that have mistaken them from the original tracks too. I guess the devs thought it would pass as some sort of nostalgic thing or something. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna talk crap about the devs, because they already made a good enough game as it is. I'm not gonna sit here and be all critical and stuff. But luckily, better mixes were actually patched in later after the game's release, and we not only got better versions of those recreations, but technically we got official Pac-Man World remixes. Hopefully Namco uses them in Smash because, oh my god, Pac-Man's representation is kinda boring. That out of the way, another thing I want to praise is the bosses. Some were necessarily just the same mechanic-wise, but a lot of them actually got really big fixes that they needed very much. This is one of the reasons why World actually benefited from a remake. Anubis Rex is no longer a huge pain in the ass. I feel so bad for people who played through the original and had to play through that boss fight. I never really got that close in the original. Clown Pre now uses a first-person mode, which is honestly better than the original's top-down mode. I have no idea what they were trying to go for with that. Maybe it was just to stay close to the main gameplay. And then Chrome Keeper feels more like an actual boss than some weird-ass puzzle, which funnily enough, when it comes to the remade Chrome Keeper, they took inspiration from concept art of the original game. So that's actually a way to say, oh, they actually cared in this remake. The redesigns that some of the characters got are also pretty good. I won't discuss the Pac family situation though, because that feels like a whole can of worms I don't want to open. I'm so sorry. But it does feel good to have a lot of modernized versions of a lot of the characters that were stuck in an old PS1 game. Such as stuff like Professor Pac-Man, Chomp Chomp. Hell, we got a new cooler version of Talkman that doesn't look like either Nightmare Fuel or someone that wants to make a diss rap out of me. The game itself is mostly the same too. No really new content, like nothing extra, even though it would have been nice to see the unused Kooky Crypt level. That's a funny name, but it would have been nice to see that added in, but it's just a Pac-Man World remake, and that's fine. It's what fans wanted despite a lot of the changes that the actual remake got. But wow, 2 years already? Oh my god. That still feels like it was soon. Well, happy anniversary Pac-Man World Repack, and I really hope the second one gets the same treatment. Please, it is right there. Please, come on! You gotta do this! Gotta do it, come on!